Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is the Auburn School Committee meeting for August 20th, 2025. This meeting of the Town of Auburn School Committee is being conducted in person and is being recorded by the Auburn Cable Television. All are welcome to join us in person here at 5 West Street. All supporting materials that have been provided to members of this body are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. Thank you. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, back to reality, everyone. Dust off the cobwebs. All right, go ahead, Meg.
All right. The vision of the Auburn Public Schools is to educate and prepare students, cobwebs, for the opportunities and challenges of a changing world. Our commitment: we will create, maintain, and support an environment that fosters a sense of belonging for all students in our schools, respecting race, color, sex, religion, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, homelessness, poverty, spoken language, and ability.
Okay, thank you. And I don't see any citizens here today, so no citizens' comments. And we're going to jump right down to new business. So we are starting the process of looking for a new superintendent after Dr. Chamberlain retires. So we're not in any hurry to do this, trust me. But Meg and I have been working on creating a committee and stuff. So I'm actually going to turn it over to Meg, who's going to chair this whole process. So
Lucky me. So in your packet, you'll find a job description of that we would be posting. And the reason why we want to post it early is to get the ball rolling. In my research, it looks like sometimes it can be a little challenging, especially in Massachusetts, to find candidates for superintendent. So we really want to get somebody good, and the earlier the better. So it has a position summary that just goes over what the superintendent would be doing, kind of a summary, obviously, of what their responsibilities would be, to tell them a little bit about our wonderful district, as well as their key responsibilities. For requirements, for qualifications, there are some that are required, and then for preferred would be working with school finance, collective bargaining, and municipal collaboration, and knowledge of Massachusetts school law and DESE initiatives. So preferred meaning they don't have to have it, but that's definitely something that we would really like. Obviously, the contract and compensation will be negotiated, and then just the application process.
Okay, great. And currently we have the application deadline at November 30th, 2025, and we want to amend that to...
Yeah, so before I even brought it in, we'd like to bump it up a month. So October 31st, 2026, instead of
2025.
I wrote 26.
Wow. Don't do that.
2025.
We don't want to wait that long.
Yeah, we don't want to wait that long.
Yes, October 31st, 2025. That way we have time in case we don't have anyone come forward. We could get extra support from MASC at that point if needed.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve this job description with the amended date of October 31st instead of November 30th.
I'll make a motion to approve the superintendent job description with the change of October 31st, 2025 as the application deadline.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it is a vote, so that is going to go out very soon.
Thank
Through
you.
the chair, may I just say thank you? That could not have been easy to put all together, so thank you for all your hard work on that.
It helped that it was in the summer. And I worked in the summer.
Yeah, thank you, Meg, very much. I thank you every day. I'm like, you sure you don't want me to do more? You sure you don't want me to do more? So, and we're staying in the same theme. I'm going to also have you explain the superintendent.
survey.
Yeah, the community survey.
It's up to you. You tell
I'll
me.
take them off.
Okay.
That way I just click it, right? It's just
Yep.
like a regular PowerPoint. All right. So on behalf of the school committee, thank everyone who did fill out the community survey. It was very important to all of us. And Jesse and I had spoke at length about this, that we want to make sure that the entire community is involved in hiring our next superintendent. We don't claim to be experts in this area. My son actually asked me if I was going to apply for the position, and I told him absolutely not. I'm not even remotely qualified to do any of that. So we want to make sure that everybody is on board and involved in this process. So we sent out a community survey via Google survey to just figure out where the Auburn community, including teachers, staff, administrators, teachers, parents, I said teachers twice, would want in our next superintendent.
I can just go up there and do it.
It's not working?
No, it's on summer mode.
Is it on?
Oh, wait, is it? Hold on. No, yeah, it's on. I think.
Is it not showing at all?
That's not good. Is it on your screen?
It's on. It's up here,
Jen, did you?
and you're actually clicking through.
I did use it yesterday.
Egg.
Oh, my community survey was just up there.
Poor Jen, she's never gonna live that one down.
Well, it was there.
No, yeah, it's in summer mode. I mean, I can always just talk about it, but I just need it in front of me.
Funny, all the TVs went down.
Maybe. I could pull it up on my phone.
Yeah, just so you have something to go by.
Or my laptop. Pretty
I mean, it did. It was working until I passed the mouse over.
It's my fault. Yeah, I take the blame.
Strange.
It's really weird.
Are we still broadcasting? Yes.
Is it connected to the computer? Maybe you could just jiggle the cords by the computer.
Just did those that were connected to the wall.
Yeah, I don't know.
What if you shut the mouse back off?
I never turned it on.
Well, it's the mouse is actually working. Like Meg is actually clicking through as I'm here, but
I can read the percentages too, and we could even just publicize.
do you want me to bring a laptop to you so you can see, or do you
then
have
I
the
could
do you have
just
the
talk about
printout? Oh yeah.
I don't have the printout with
Okay.
me.
I don't know if that does anything to her.
I can pull it up on my phone and dock it off my phone. Just got to remember what email I sent it from.
Little technical difficulty. That's really strange.
It's all right. It's summer. I mean, I did spend a lot of time Google imaging, but it's okay. All right.
And it looks great.
No, it does.
So for the primary roles in the Auburn Public Schools, we want to just get an idea and then be able to correlate the data with where people work. We have a lot of people who do multiple things in district. So 80% of respondents identified as parents or guardians. Important to note that in that, there are a lot of teachers who are also parents and guardians. We had 16% of our teachers and staff members, 2% of school and district administrators, 2.6% Auburn central office staff, 21% Auburn residents, so that's 51 people, 8 local business owners, 3.4%, and then 1 teacher who is out of district. For what school are you most closely connected to? Auburn Middle School came out the winner with 116 respondents, so 49.8% were identified as most closely connected to Auburn Middle School. Bryn Mawr had 41 respondents. Packagug had 47 respondents, so 17 and 20%. Swanson Road had 85 respondents, so 36.5%. Auburn High School had 73 respondents. Integrated Preschool had 15, and then 9 put non-applicable. All right, so we had a Likert score on there. So on that Likert score, we asked respondents from a scale of 1 being not important at all to 5 being very important. What are your desired qualities in the next superintendent? Big thing that came up was a strong communicator and listener. So 91% of respondents, so 212 put a 5 on that. So that was something, oh, it's there now?
But every time I advance, it goes away.
Oh, okay. I'll just keep looking down. So 91% said that was important. 20 people put 4. Other than that, just 1 person put 3, no one at 1 or 2. So that was a very big thing that people wanted, strong communicator and listener. Having a collaborative and approachable leadership style was next. 86% of people, so 200, put 5 on that. So that's something that they also deemed to be very important. 28 said 4, and 4 people put 3. So pretty important still, just not as important as the last one, but still pretty. This was a little interesting to me, but experience within Massachusetts school districts. This was a little bit lower on the Likert score. So 91 people put 39.1% put 5, but not as high as the other things. Those were around 4s and 3s were the big one on there. Teachers and staff, a little bit higher on that, which makes a little bit of sense to me. 4 people said that wasn't important at all. 11 people put a 2, and 61 people put a 3. So kind of in the middle there. Commitment to equity inclusion, that was also pretty high. Not as high as our first 2, but 139 people said that was very important at a 5. 41 put 17% out of 4, 38 or 16.3% at a 3, 8 at 2, and 7 at 1. Visibility was also fairly important for people. That ranged from 3 to 5, with 37 putting 3, 64 putting 4, and 130 putting 5. So again, those top 2 are the most important so far that people are seeing. Strong understanding in curriculum and instruction. Teachers, again, that was a little bit higher on their end as well, which makes sense. But pretty much everyone except for 2 were 3 to 5 on that. 61% put 5 for that. Budget and financial management expertise, 54% or 126 respondents put 5. And then the other respondents put either a 3 or a 4. So also pretty important. Focus on academic achievement and whole child support. We had 29 people at 3, 77 people at 4, which was 33%, 126 people at 5, so also pretty important. Social emotional learning is also 58.8% at 5, 137 people. 70 people put 4, and 20 people put 3, 5 people put 2. And past experience in the superintendent role, I would say that's another area that wasn't something that people saw as a 5. It's super important. 10 people put 1, 17 put 2, so that's 4% and 7% respectively. 95 people, so 40%, that's our biggest, put at 3. So I think when I fill out a survey, 3 is like, doesn't really matter as much. Would be nice, but 79 put 4 and only 32 put 5%. All right, so then respondents were asked to pick their top 3 priorities. I have a really cool little sticky note thing here for that, very colorful. The clear top priorities within the district, the highest one on here is academic excellence and growth, where 141 respondents said that was one of theirs. So they could click 3 on here. Academic excellence and growth, student mental health and well-being followed suit, and recruiting and retaining high-quality staff was pretty high, and open communication and transparency. So all of those, the top 3, academic excellence and growth, student mental health and well-being, recruiting and retaining high-quality staff, those are all around 50%, 60% for academic excellence and growth. The last 2 are 47 and 40%. So 47% said open communication and transparency, and 40% said school safety and security. In my opinion, that's because I think our schools are pretty safe. So, but that was still pretty high. Secondary priorities that there was still a trend there, equity and access for all students, family and community engagement, and fiscal responsibility. All right. Patterns is not popping up on mine. Or trends, hold on one second, we're just having technological difficulties all
I can
over
go
the
and print
place.
it if you need. Is that those last few pages?
Yes, those are the
Funny on my
last.
phone. I could go and print it.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the, yeah, if you want to print it, yeah. And then I'll just skip down while you're printing it to the next piece. Oh, the last one is
I mean, while we wait, you could talk about, we do have a hiring committee as well, so you want to go?
Oh, yeah, I can go through the hiring committee. So for the hiring committee, we had, I can't remember the exact number of respondents, but we had a fairly good number. We wanted to make sure that, again, that was equitable, that we're covering all of our stakeholders. So we wanted somebody from the high school, somebody from the middle school, somebody from elementary, one from the 3 to 5, and one from K to 2. Wanted to make sure we had 2 principals on there. So we had one principal from the higher levels volunteer to be on it. So then we picked from a hat for a teacher or staff member from the other one. For the bottom, I don't say bottom, the lower grades, we had a few principals, so we picked from a hat for that. And the other area, we just picked from a hat to get a teacher from there. We also had an ABA who reached out to be on it. So we're going to use that person as well. Picked from a hat for a family member or a parent. And then some administrators, Alan, Jen, Mandy as well. So, and Jesse and myself. We also want to get a student. MASC said that it would be really good to get a student, not necessarily like a senior, but someone who's really going to benefit from the next superintendent. So we're thinking maybe freshman, sophomore, but we will see who we can find. They said somebody who's honest, who will be able to give a lot of good input would be good. So
The whole thing.
thank you. Any questions on the search committee? No? All right, I'll go back to the trends. Maybe. Okay, so patterns that I found in the survey and the open response were balance of academic well-being. So there are 2 very common priorities that we found within this, and that's academic excellence and student mental health. Suggests that the community values a holistic approach that blends academic rigor and emotional support. Workforce stability, nearly half of all respondents see teacher recruitment and retention as a major factor in the schools, which likely ties into budget and working conditions. Third pattern was trust and communication. High numbers for open communication and transparency indicate that people want to be heard, informed, and engaged in decision-making. I heard that transparency word over and over when I was reading all of the comments. So that will be something we're going to look at very closely in our next superintendent. And safety, obviously security concerns remain significant. Things like physical safety, but also bullying, disruptive behaviors, that came up a lot in our open responses as well. All right, so the following 3 questions were open responses, and then we had specific trends that we're seeing. So these were just open responses people could type in. And so what we saw was communication and transparency, community and collaboration, teacher and staff commitment, inclusion in special education, academic programs and opportunities were trends that we saw currently as greatest strengths within the district. For what do you think are the most significant challenges facing the district? I will say there were a lot of very specific comments, but I don't feel comfortable. They weren't trending anyway, but I'm not going to sit here and say like the comments about specific things going on in the schools, but they were read. Budget and financial sustainability, particularly at the national level. There's a lot of concern about how much funding the schools will be getting going forward. Staffing and teacher retention. In the comments, it looked like that was also more of a national issue, statewide issue, not just Auburn itself. Student behavior, bullying and discipline issues, academic rigor, and aging facilities and overcrowding were the big challenges and trends that we saw within the schools. Next was, what advice would you help give the next superintendent to succeed in Auburn? This was another open response. Some of the key takeaways from that was the biggest theme, again, communication, transparency. The next superintendent's success depends heavily on trust and transparency. So being proactive, two-way communication. Community relationship building. Relationship building and presence within the schools themselves. A lot of talk about they want to see the superintendent. They don't want the superintendent behind closed doors. They want to have that person be out in the buildings was a big thing that I kept reading over and over again. Support for teachers and staff, so that staff feel supported but also empowered, are seen as vital to the student stability and success. And then student-centered focus. The community expects the superintendent who centers all their decisions on what's best for the student. And I think that's really what Auburn's always been about, is putting those students first. So continuing that idea of students come first. So these survey results highlight both the priorities and challenges ahead for Auburn, with a clear call for academic excellence, student well-being, open communication, and strong fiscal leadership. Many respondents emphasize the importance on building on the foundation established by Dr. Chamberlain, whose visibility, transparency, and dedication sets a high standard for superintendent leadership. As Auburn moves forward, the community's message is clear. Honor that legacy, listen to all the voices, and keep the students at the center of every decision. That's what we plan to do, unless Dr. Chamberlain doesn't want to retire.
I mean, we can still entertain that. by the way.
Yeah.
So thank you again for everybody who filled out the survey.
Yeah. And thank you, Meg, for doing all of that work.
Thank you.
We'll make sure that that gets posted with all the
That'd be
other
great.
materials. So if anybody wants to review it, they can. So apologies for the tech difficulties. I can't get a hold of Chris, so I tried.
Now, would that be on like the school website somewhere, or?
Yeah, well, where we post all of our packets on the school
Okay,
website and the school committee,
Yep.
it'll all be there.
Great. That's
Yep.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right, great. And so you're done, right?
I'm done.
That's it. Okay. So we're going to move on to teaching and learning report.
Yeah, so I just have a couple school handbook updates. So you may recall way back at the beginning of June, we had a school committee meeting and we looked at language recommendation for the pre-K to 12 handbooks. And so at that time, the committee asked us to go to council and get his opinion on that language. And so what you see in the second bolded paragraph under number 1 for dress code is what is recommended for council, and I'll read it. So this is to go into all pre-K to 12 handbooks. Students are prohibited from wearing clothing that violates reasonable standards of health, safety, or cleanliness, and clothing that causes or is reasonably likely to cause disruption to the school and or the educational process. So that is the revised recommended paragraph from the previous one that we looked at.
Yeah. Any questions or comments or anything? No? All right. Great.
Okay, and then I'll jump to the second one. At the end of June, the United States Supreme Court reached a decision, which is Mahmoud versus Taylor, and that has an impact on schools and curriculum, and ultimately in working with MASC. They sent out advisement to school districts around what that process will look like for curriculum opt-outs at the school level and at the district level. And so they made the recommendation for the following paragraph to be put in handbooks, and that is consistent with Massachusetts regulations, 603 CMR 26.05, Section 1. The Auburn Public Schools, through its curricula and materials, encourages respect for the human and civil rights of all individuals, regardless of race, color, sex, gender identity, religion, national origin, or sexual orientation. In accordance with district guidelines, families may request information from the building principal on available accommodations related to curriculum content.
Okay. And any questions?
So can they opt out of anything, or how does that work?
So ultimately, the recommendation from MASC is that if a parent or child has a question about the materials, that it be directed, that the teacher then direct that to the principal, who would then have a conversation with us at central office, me, Beth, potentially the director of student services, and we would take a look at the impact that might have, and ultimately if we feel like, and then we would work with council as well. I forgot that step. It is recommended to work with council, and if we feel as though it applies in this case, then we could come up with an alternative assignment.
Okay, great, thank you.
I think it's vague enough that like
Yeah.
I can see some, like in my head, I'm thinking like through my curriculum, like I'm like, oh, I can see a couple of dingers, but I think that it's also depending on how the material is presented too.
Yeah,
You know? All right. And it's coming from MASC and council,
Right.
so it's not like we're making it up on our own, so.
Correct.
Great.
Right, so if there are no more questions for Mr. Keller, we will, well, we are all done then. We do
Let's
need
make a
an
motion.
executive session. Oh, we do need a vote, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll make it. I make a motion to approve the updated language as presented for all student handbooks.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, there's a vote. Thank you. Okay, we do need executive session,
We do.
so someone,
I'll make a motion pursuant with MGL 30A and 21A and 2 to adjourn into executive session to conduct a hearing on a grievance filed by the Auburn Educational Association. We will not return to open session.
Second.
okay, roll call vote, Sam,
Here.
Brooke,
Yes.
Meg?
Yep.
And myself, yes. So have a great night, everyone.